Hey guys, Jamie Grace. I'm on the phone with B-Ray. I met him through Teens with TS about, what, a year ago, was it?
Roughly.
Yeah, roughly a year ago. So, I'm going to interview B-Ray. When did your tics first start showing up?
When I was probably 4 or 5, I started having, symptoms of tics as far as motor and, the typical tics, I guess. When I was, like I said, I think I was 4 or 5, somewhere around there. I started to tick very obviously. Like I had very obvious symptoms. One of them was a vocal tic. I kind of would squeak, and then I looked like I was shivering, or I'd twitch a lot, and I'd roll my stomach too. So like this was all this consistent motion that it was like a wave, and I just couldn't stop for almost a solid minute. But that continued for maybe 4 years, and I didn't get a diagnosis till I was probably 8 or 9.
And what kind of stuff do you do to suppress your, well, not really suppress your tics, but to calm yourself down if you're having a bad day or if you're feeling really tense?
Well, anything dealing with art or music. I play guitar and bass and keyboard. I pretend like I sing sometimes, and so I usually, if my instruments are handy, I'll just kind of sit and play and get lost in them. Or if I don't have anything going on, I'll pop in a CD or something and sit and sing along with it. Or I've got a few sketchbooks. I'll pull out my sketchbooks, just kind of doodle. And the fun thing about that is usually some of my sketches, I eventually elaborate more on them to turn into a bigger finalized piece. And most of those pieces end up, they usually reflect a lot of my experiences and hardships and things like that. So it just creates a nice balance.
That's pretty sweet. How has your family and how have your family and friends reacted to your tics and your TS as a whole, and how it's basically affecting your relationships?
Well, it's varied over the years, because I think right when I got my diagnosis is when it was most severe, and since then it's slowly progressed as far as me being able to what's the appropriate term here? I've lost the term. I'm sorry. But as far as the symptoms, they've kind of subsided a little bit over the years. But right at the time of my diagnosis, and in the next few years, it was pretty extreme. So it made it difficult school and in social settings and things like that. And so it always posed a lot of question when I'd meet people. And so I'd have to explain, I have Tourette's. I'm like, what's Tourette's? And then as I got older, it's, I have Tourette's. And, so you mean you randomly just blurt obscenities? I'm like, no, that's a horrible misinterpretation. And so I had to explain to them tell them the facts and the myths. And like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then as my tics got better, I could control them a little better. Still the more obvious one was I would shiver. So I'd get this whole, are you cold? You're cold, right? Why are you cold? No, I'm not cold. I'm ticking. Like a bomb? No, I have Tourette's. So I'd have to explain all that again. But for the most part, nobody shuns me because of that. They don't. It's not like, oh, I'm clean, stay away, or anything like that. And it's also been difficult with my family because, truth be told, I'm kind of the outcast of my family, kind of a black sheep. that don't really fit in as far as that's concerned, and they've kind of struggled to understand me. My wiring is just a lot different than the rest of them, but other than that, we get along. It's just I don't make sense. So it's nothing more beyond that. It's kind of it's sad for me, but I have to say it's kind of a shallow relationship with my family. As far as just like my extended family, my aunts and uncles and grandparents and all that. It's just like, oh yeah, that's the one child.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of overcoming, and that's a big part of who I've become is just somebody who perseveres. I like to focus on this concept of perseverance and write songs and take pictures about it to kind of take my bad experiences and use it for the good of others to say, hey, I persevered through this and you can too.
Well, thank you for that, B-Ray. What kind of makes your tics worse? I know for me, like, just to any extent, for me, if I drink soda or if I stay up late, it makes my tics way worse. So what about you?
Yeah, well, definitely if I haven't slept much, which truth be told, I definitely don't get the amount of sleep that I need ever. But or any kind of extreme emotion, like if I'm really excited about something, like say I'm on my way to a Skillet concert, like in the 3 this year, each time it's like, oh, Skillet, and then I'm just ticking really bad.
Yeah.
And everybody notices it then.
Yeah, definitely.
Right now I'm at a point where most people, they don't even notice me tick, and then once in a while I do, and I don't even notice it. But they'll look over and they're like, oh, you just ticked, didn't you? I'm like, oh, don't point that out to me. Nah, but then, if something's going on like that where I'm just so excited, then somebody will kind of look over at me and smile and like, you excited, are you? I'm like, what? You're taking worse. But, anything like that, or, and even with negative emotions, like if I'm horrified about something, or if I'm really nervous, or really upset, I tend to tick more.
Well, thank you, B-Ray, for that amazing interview. And actually, I think my camera's like about to stop, like right now. So yeah.